Francisco Giants.
Yeah, just a very, very consistent hitter, consistent producer, a batting champion, a good citizen in our community. So a lot of good things about Freddie Sanchez. We wish him well, but he's back in the enemy uniform. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But it's good to see Freddie Sanchez. He's a good man, a good player.
Just off the disabled list really this past week for Freddie Sanchez. The pitching matchup tonight for the Pirates, it's lefty Zach Duke, as he goes up against another left-hander, Jonathan Sanchez. Last Friday against the Braves, a loss as he allowed 7 runs in 5 1/3 innings.
Yeah, he got knocked around pretty good in that game, but if you go back to the previous 2 starts before that against 2 good ball clubs, Philadelphia and Atlanta, he had 2 very, very good starts. So we hope now that he finally gets a chance to pitch tonight, after waiting from Wednesday, that he'll do well. He's going up against Jonathan Sanchez. This guy was brilliant against the Pirates earlier this year, 8 shutout innings. But overall, the Pirates have had some opportunities and they've cashed them in. 16 innings against the Pirates, 13 earned runs. So they have had their way a little bit with Sanchez, but certainly not last time out. Very good.
181 batting average against for Jonathan Sanchez, second lowest in Major League Baseball. So the Pirates will certainly have their work cut out for them offensively against Jonathan Sanchez. We're going to talk a lot about the Maz statue and how you can be a part of it by purchasing a commemorative leaf. But up next, lineups and the first pitch, the Buccos and the Giants. Well, it's been a long night, but boy, again, great job by the grounds crew to get this field ready. We are just about ready to play ball for Game 1 of this 3-game series between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Francisco Giants, as Andrew McCutchen goes through his little dance routine in the dugout with Lastings Millage. The rest of the Bucs getting ready. Little James Brown over the PA system before the game. Freddie Sanchez signing autographs as the rain let up. Very popular player here, and Freddie Sanchez told us about what it might be like returning to Pittsburgh for the first time, wearing an opposing uniform.
You know, this is my first time back here at the stadium, and it feels great to be back. You know, the family's here. We have a thing tomorrow at the Miracle League field, so you know, it feels great. Obviously, just coming back, going to the bridge, and just seeing the city once you get through that bridge. It's nice. You know, it's just weird coming in through the visitor side, getting dropped off in a cab instead of driving through the garage in the car. But it's good to be back.
Freddie Sanchez, he mentioned he and his wife Elise are going to be at that Miracle League field tomorrow morning. And the Pirates charities, so much involvement there with that Miracle League field out in Cranberry, and he'll go back there tomorrow morning to be a part of that as the Buccos get ready to play ball against these San Francisco Giants, and Zach Duke finally taking the mound. Here's Bruce Bochy's lineup against Zach Duke. It's brought to you by Toyota moving forward. Andres Torres leads off last 20 games batting .312. Then it's Freddie Sanchez and Pablo Sandoval. Juan Uribe is the shortstop. Buster Posey, former first-round pick, called up this past week. He's at first base. Aubrey Huff in left. Aaron Rowan in center. Batting 8th, it's Eli Whiteside and Jonathan Sanchez on the mound.
And Zach Duke finally going to get a chance to make his 12th start of the year, 3-5 overall with an ERA just over 5. I told you last time out against the Atlanta Braves it didn't go well, but a couple good starts prior to that. He'll be making his 8th career start against the San Francisco Giants. A couple of wins, a couple of losses. And one of the things I'm going to be looking for tonight, Greg, as we finally get started, and I don't know if the slow track or how the infield track that was covered will play out, but both of these teams have been very vulnerable to the stolen base. So we'll watch that as we go along during the course of the 3-game series to see if these teams want to take off and test their running game and see the rest of the Pirate defense.
Andrew McCutchen in center. He's flanked by Lastings Village and Garrett Jones. Andy LaRoche, Ronnie Cedeno on the left side of the infield. Neil Walker has become the starting second baseman with Bobby Crosby at first. And Ryan Domit catches Zach Duke.
You know, while we're giving credit to a lot of people, how about the fans that hung around tonight? And also the fans that hung around and got disappointed Wednesday night. And it's appreciated.
Ready to go, strike one on Andres Torres. The Giants took 2 of 3 at AT&T Park against the Buccos in San Francisco in April. And quickly off to a good start, 0-2, and boy, these fans are fired up. The ones that stuck around.
You just saw Tim Welke as he was responding to the question by Andres Torres. What, was it a strike? Maybe.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Torres. Tim Welke, the crew chief, calls the balls and strikes. At first base, Jim Reynolds. And see you later.
Zach's ready. He's been ready since Wednesday. A couple of high fastballs, so Zach Duke coming out of character a little bit. That ball upstairs, as was the previous fastball up there.
Polite applause as Freddie Sanchez is announced to the plate.
Probably look around this ballpark even tonight and find a few Freddie Sanchez jerseys and or t-shirts.
Strike one on him. He got the DL a couple of weeks ago as he takes a strike.
We always used to ask, is Freddie ready? Well, it looks like Zach Duke's ready.
Check swings, foul ball.
One of the things about Zach Duke, and the numbers don't lie in this particular case, and numbers can be deceiving, but 64 innings, 85 hits, and 23 walks. That's just simply too many base runners. So those numbers have to get better.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Freddie Sanchez. Zach Duke last year went 11-16 with a 4.06 ERA. Tries to get that ERA down below 5 tonight, and Sanchez fights that one off. It was in on him, and he singles to left.
That is typical Freddie Sanchez there. He loves to go to right field, push the ball out that way, but when he's jammed, he finds a way to fight the ball off many times. And that's why he has a career batting average that is quite good. See, the hands stay in close to the body, so he's able to get some part of the bat on the ball without just breaking it in half. And if he doesn't get the hands in that far, that ball will get on the handle and you'll have a broken bat.
Pablo Sandoval. Kung Fu Panda, they call him, batting .286 as he takes strike one. The hefty switch hitter looking down at third base coach Tim Flannery. And over the mound, there's Walker, and there's a double play.
Couldn't be any easier. That's the way, Zach. Let that ball go. Wasn't hit sharply. They'll take care of it right in back of you.
Nothing across for the Giants in the top half against Zach Duke, and now the Pirates line up. It's Andrew McCutcheon, Neil Walker, and Lastings Millage, Garrett Jones, Bobby Crosby, Ryan Doman, and it's LaRoche, Cedeno, and Duke. Garrett Jones, 483 batting average on Fridays, best of the majors. Strike is called.
Number 57, Jonathan Sanchez, 3-4, nice ERA, under 3, 290 to be exact.
A little pop up to Freddie Sanchez.
Overall numbers for Jonathan, the 27-year-old left-hander out of Mayagüez, Puerto Rico. His 11th start. Look at that. If we can hold that for a minute. Opponent's batting average, 181. It's about as good as it gets.
Ubaldo Jimenez also seeing opponents hitting at about a 181 clip. 172 actually for Ubaldo Jimenez. This ball fouled up against the screen by Neil Walker. Hit that first big league home run a month ago.
It wasn't a walk-off, but it was certainly a stroll in the park for him after that ball game and around the base paths.
Seemed like a month. As Walker takes ball 1, 1-1. Pirates playing their first game since the Walker home run on Tuesday night against the Cubs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One he will certainly never forget, nor will the over 11,000 fans that were on hand to see it. Pittsburgh native hitting a home run that wins it, and then he gets the pie in the face from Joel Hanrahan.
Great night for him. And now he's facing a very tough left-hander. This guy's a strikeout machine. 62 innings so far this year, 63 strikeouts. Career numbers correspond with that. Just about as many strikeouts as innings pitched. Well up into the 90s with his fastball.
And Walker hangs in there against Jonathan Sanchez. Walker, the switch hitter, batting from the right side.
We all got to know Jonathan Sanchez last year when he pitched the no-hitter against the San Diego Padres on July 10th. That'll get you familiar with the pitcher right away.
We're going to keep bringing you the information you need to order your leaf, the commemorative leaf, to be part of the Maz statue. The Bill Mazeroski statue is going to be dedicated September the 5th. And your commemorative leaf can be purchased tonight by going to pirates.com/Maz statue or call toll-free 1-877-MAZ-1960. 2 different leaf sizes available. The smaller leaves for $150, the larger leaves $500. And you can put whatever you think is appropriate on those leaves that will be permanently displayed by the statue. All popped up and headed toward the seats. 12-foot bronze statue. In case you're just joining us, we talked about it tonight during the rain delay. 2 leaf sizes available, 4 1/4 inches by 3 7/8 inches, the $150 donation, and then the larger leaves, 5 1/4 inches by 4 1/2 inches. Those commemorative leaves reminiscent of the ivy that covered the outfield wall at Forbes Field. Cast aluminum.
Keep in mind the quality of the quantities are limited.
That's right. And you're also going to want to get your orders in. I'm going to do that by August the 1st, so why not do it tonight so that they're installed in time for that September 5th statue unveiling. They stuck around tonight. A rain delay, 2 hours and 55 minutes. 10th pitch of the at-bat to Neil Walker. And a chopper. Sanchez off the hill and a slight bobble that'll cost him a chance. They may give Walker a hit. I think they probably will. They do.
They do. Yeah, and I don't think you can blame the wet grass because the tarp has been on the field for 6.5 months. So comes in, picks up the ball, but doesn't pick up the ball, and the play is over. So life in the big league's good so far for Neil Walker. Gets a break here for a cheap base hit, but tomorrow it'll look like a line drive in the paper. Now, we talked about the running game only because it's so dramatic. 78 attempts against the Giants, 63 steals out of the 78 attempts. Not guaranteeing anybody's going to go anywhere, but those are startling numbers.
Take a look at the strike call on Lasting's Millage. Yeah, so 56 stolen bases, 14 caught against the Giants. Give you some perspective. The Pirates have not been good either, but not as bad. 44 steals against the Pirates, 8 caught stealing versus Pittsburgh. 0-2 the count on Millage. Millage 3 for 6 in previous matchups against Jonathan Sanchez, and a very late swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Millage. We're out number 2 in this first inning.
Not his best swing. Late and awkward.
Ball was in the mitt. So Sanchez now faces Garrett Jones.
Well, last year for Sanchez, 163 innings, 177 strikeouts.
Strike one.
That is late. Just a little bit late.
0-2 on Garrett Jones with Neil Walker on first.
He's been 92, 93 here in the first inning.
Steve Sanchez is listed at just 6 foot.
Yeah,
he looks so much taller than
does.
that. That ball
Yep.
must get on these guys.
6
I mean,
foot,
92.
190
You can see by the swings from Millage and Jones that 92 must look like 97 because it must get on him in a hurry.
It does, and he's got kind of an easy, smooth, it's not a laboring exertion type of a delivery, so you could be lulled a little bit asleep by kind of a comfortable set of mechanics during his windup. As they say, it's got the finish. And it's hard to explain. There are 92 miles an hour fastballs that have finish and some that don't at 92. And there's that. Just a little bit inside.
Not a fastball as Eli Whiteside goes up to get it. Got away from Jonathan Sanchez, obviously. Look out, Garrett. And you see Whiteside's reaction. He thought it went back to the backstop. And then he realized it stuck in his mitt. 2-2 the count. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And they'll have to throw to first to complete the K. They do. So nothing across for the Pirates. Both clubs with 1 hit. Sanchez strikes out a pair. 0-0 after 1. They're hosting the Giants, game 1 of their 3-game series. Our PNC achievement for the achiever in us all. Tonight we're talking Maz. 17-year career in the big leagues, all with the Pirates. 2 World Series rings in 60 and 1971, 138 homers, 853 RBIs, 8 Gold Gloves, 7-time All-Star, and of course a Hall of Famer. Strike one on Juan Uribe, the shortstop, batting .274 with 7 home runs. And the replica statue here with us.
The man.
Yeah.
Famous pose right there. Maz with the helmet in the hand, rounding second base with the World Series in his arms.
As he said, he was floating.
Yep.
And a line drive base hit to left field for Uribe. And again, you can purchase a commemorative leaf tonight. We invite you to do that now. Go to pirates.com/Maz statue or call toll free. See that number at the top of your screen, 1-877-MAZ-1960. And when you do purchase your leaf, or some have purchased more than one tonight, including my cousin Tom down in Houston. He's gotten online and done that. 2 fans will be randomly selected to win a pair of Lexus Club tickets for the Saturday, June 19th game against the Cleveland Indians, and that'll be a 1960 World Series reunion before that game. A lot of the players will be on hand.
Oh, and I saw Joe Brown's
that's
name.
Going to be great.
It would be great to see Joe. It would mean a lot to a lot of people.
Buster Posey now pops this one up. Shallow right, Jones under it. He makes the catch after the single by Uribe. He stays at first.
Yeah, you know, if you order enough leaves, we'll send you along a tree. Put them on.
Well, there you go.
Yep, get enough leaves.
Yep.
But we do have that.
Got the wall.
Got the wall. Yep.
Be displayed on that wall. Part of the Forbes Field wall. Right by the Maz statue that will be located appropriately enough at the end of the cul-de-sac on Mazeroski Way. Strike one on Aubrey Huff. I think the guy on deck might want to talk to Aaron Rowan the next couple days. I think we'll do that. Steve, either you or I will grab him and do a lot, because he's a baseball nut. I mean, he just loves the history of the game. And I would be surprised if he ends up purchasing a leaf. Aaron Rowan
has an appreciation for the tradition and history of the game.
Read baseball history books much of his life. Aubrey Huff at the plate with an 0-2 count against the lefty Duke. And that's chopped to Neil Walker. Sharply hit enough to get 1 and maybe 2, and they do. That's nicely done by Walker and Cedeno to turn 2.
Very nicely done as the Giants continue to lead the National League in double plays hit into.
Bobby Crosby leading off, takes strike one from Jonathan Sanchez. Bottom of the second, 0-0. Sanchez struck out the last 2 batters in the first, and now faces Bobby Crosby. Count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Crosby has faced Sanchez a dozen times, has 1 hit. Of course, took part in the Bay Series, Oakland against San Francisco. Every year part of interleague play, and that's an easy comebacker. Take a look at the double play that ended the top of the second inning.
Good feed by Neil Walker over to Cedeno. That helps it. Zach loves the double play. Every pitcher does. 2 double plays turned in the first 2 innings.
Now Domit batting from the right side, and he takes strike 1. Domit hitting .231 from this side of the plate. A dozen hits and 52 at bats. One of his homers as a right-hand hitter. No, says the first base umpire Jim Reynolds. Bill Welke, the second base umpire. Tim's brother. Mike DeMuro at third. 2-1 the count now on Domit. The mustachioed Bucks going with the mustaches for now, and also going with the high pants, showing the black stockings. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. The Parrot has also joined in. The power of the stash. What do you think, Steve? You like that one? No
I love the Parrot. We can't show him enough. We really, I mean, he is just entertaining every minute.
You think he's got a good stash going, though? Do you like?
Oh yeah, he's got stash. Yeah, he got plenty of stash.
How about that?
That's serious there.
Yeah,
that's very serious. Those are true fans right there. I'll tell you that.
Bucks figure as long as they continue to play pretty good baseball, why not? Andy LaRoche now hitting .250 with 3 homers, 11 RBIs. Jonathan Sanchez and the San Francisco Giants with a record of 28-24. They're in 3rd place in the National League West. Just 4 games separate the top 4 teams: the Padres, Dodgers, Giants, and Rockies. And this is the pitchers division. Those 4 clubs. They'll throw some pitchers at you. 2-0 the count.
Steve, you didn't mention the Arizona Diamondbacks in that.
No, like I said, the Padres, Dodgers, Giants, and Rockies, they'll throw some pitching at you.
What a miserable time the Diamondbacks are having.
2-0 the count on LaRoche. Sanchez has walked 30 batters now in 63 innings. Bruce Bochy, the veteran skipper. And LaRoche is late. 2-1. Fifth season, 24-34 his record, an ERA of 4.56.
4th career start against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Is 1-1 against the Bucks.
And a fly ball to shallow right field, and that is going to drop in. And heading to 3rd base is Domit, but he puts on the brakes right away, and back to 1st goes LaRoche. Looked as though Domit was going to head to 3rd, but 3rd base coach Tony Beasley putting up the stop sign, so it's 1st and 2nd.
And a heads-up play by Juan Uribe when the throw came in from right field. No situation going on at 2nd base, but quickly back over to 1st base and almost caught Andy LaRoche. There's the play. Now they're going to get it into Uribe right there, and he's not going to pay any attention to 2nd base, but makes it interesting over at 1st. It's a play. Didn't get an out, but he was aware of what the possibilities were.
Domit, I guess, say a so-so read maybe on that pop-up. Ball 1 on Cedeno.
Yeah, you will see some runners making an early commitment on that and getting around 3rd base. Didn't happen that time.
Ball one on Cedeno with runners at first and second. Fly ball to left. Huff for the out. And the runners hold at second and first, Doman and LaRoche. We'll see what the pitcher Zach Duke can do. Facing Jonathan Sanchez. Duke 1 hit in 17 at bats on the year. Considered the best hitting pitcher on the Pirates team, but struggling this season to get the base hits.
This could be not the matchup you would like to see Zach involved in. This guy's got great stuff, great fastball. He's left-handed.
Quickly strike two. Tap to first. Oh my goodness, it goes past Posey. The Bucks will score one. Buster Posey not able to make the play, and the Pirates get a gift run here in the second inning.
Absolutely. But you know what? Zach found a way to put the ball in play, down 0-2 to a guy that's going to strike him out most of the time in those kind of situations. And that's why you say put the ball in play. You don't know what's going to happen. The Pirates get the break. They're on the board.
Doman scores on the air by Buster Posey, drafted as a catcher and called up looking for a position. They've got him playing first base, and he's charged with the error as Doman scores. Well, now you could really make them pay for the miscue here. And Safe Auto Insurance reminds you that you are safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure.
Caught Posey on an in-between bounce. Just kind of ate him up. The ball kind of played him, and he paid the price.
Just the 23rd error of the year charged to a Giant. They came in with the fewest errors in the league. 2-0 count. McCutchen hitting .310 at the start of the day. Loves facing lefties. Our Barrel Automotive league leaders against left-handed pitching. There's the league leader right there. McCutchen hitting .429. Barrel.com, definitely worth the click. Benji Molina hitting .405, but he's not starting tonight. Ball ripped into the seats. 2-2 on McCutchen. Eli Whiteside gets most of the playing time with Jonathan Sanchez on the mound. He has started 14 games this year, 9 when Sanchez has been the starter. So all but one of his starts, he's had Whiteside at his battery mate, and he's comfortable with him. Of course, Whiteside caught the no-hitter last year as McCutchen fouls it back. I mentioned this is the 1-year anniversary of McCutchen's debut in the big leagues against the New York Mets. He went 2 for 4 with an RBI, 3 runs scored, 185 hits entering tonight's game, which is the 161st game of his career. And again, as we mentioned a few moments ago, only 2 Pirates since 1930 have collected more hits in their first 162 career games. Dave Cash, 187 in 1971, and Archie Vaughn with 193 in 1933.
And don't forget the 3 home run night.
Yeah. Just one of many highlights in the early career for this man.
he has not looked back. He arrived and he has been going forward at a good pace.
And a fly ball right center field. It is cracked toward the gap, and it is extra bases for McCutchen. Stays in play, and he puts on the brakes.
Well, they do make the Giants pay for the error, and it continues.
3-0 Bucks. That ball, I don't know whether McCutchen thought that was gone.
I'm amazed. Yeah, I'm thinking triple. That ball was up in the air an hour.
Yeah, he
that's got to be 3 bases.
Yeah, if he busts it, he's got an easy 3-base hit. Now only 2 outs. Yeah, I think the way he acted, he figured that ball was out of there.
Especially, and he turns it on there, but getting out of the box was not what we usually see from Andrew.
The 2 RBIs gives him 16 on the season, bringing home LaRoche and Duke. The Pirates really make Posey and the Giants pay for the miscue.
And the cash register is still open.
Oh, 0-2 the count. Sanchez approaching 30 pitches in this inning alone now. Sanchez 3-4 with a 2.90 ERA. Start of play tonight. And these will be unearned runs. Popped up and heading out of play. Count remains 0-2 on Neil Walker. Domet walked with 1 out and scored on the Duke ground ball. Line to left field. Oh, that ball cracked to left field. McCutchen waved home. He will score. Neil Walker rips a single to left. It is 4-0 Bucks.
And they're not even going to think about trying to get Andrew when he turns it on around third base, even though that ball got out to left fielder Huff in a rocket hurry. I thought they might let this throw go through, but it's cut off. And that's just going on reputation. They're looking at that play and they said, no, we're not going to have a chance at him, even with that ball getting there that quickly. I really thought they would let it go through.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. So, the Pirates now with a 4-0 lead. Quick visit to the mound. Pitching coach Dave Righetti brings up Lasting's Millage.
Well, the Pirates have been desperately looking for some offense. Desperately looking for some offense.
And there goes the runner Walker, and his throw from Whiteside not going to get him. It's a stolen base.
So the numbers that I gave you were personal numbers against Sanchez for his career. Now, attempts 79, steals 64, and that's why you see Neil Walker taking off.
His first stolen base in the big leagues.
But we can't give him the base. Gave him the scorecard the other night. Doesn't get the base. He got the ball too, didn't he? I guess.
Oh yeah. Yep. Another RBI possibility now for Millage, as 4 unearned runs have crossed the plate. Sanchez partially to blame because he walked Domet. Well, he figured he had the third out, even though Duke did put the ball in play, chopped to the first baseman, but scooted under Posey's glove, and swing and the miss by Millage.
Yeah, and not only partially to blame for that, but even after error is made, you're responsible for going ahead and getting that third out. You know, they're unearned runs. I understand that, but you have a responsibility. I mean, you're not off the hook completely because these guys are still hitting.
1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Bucks make the Giants pay. Domet put the ball in play. Buster Posey committing the error. The first-round pick of the San Francisco Giants a couple of years ago, drafted as a catcher. Now Duke with a 4-0 lead faces the veteran Aaron Rowan. And Rowan takes ball one. Rowan hitting .230. Eli Whiteside to follow. 5 for 13 in that 3-game series back in April. Top foul. Hitting only .179 against lefties this season. One hit in his last 21 at-bats for Rowan against left-handers. Boy, sometimes you just look at numbers and you can't figure how or why.
Take a look at the numbers for Mr. Sanchez so far. Dominant in various at-bats against the Pirates. The Pirates have 4 runs.
And there's Neil Walker to go up and get it. We talked about it throughout his minor league career, Steve. Neil Walker, it's not a surprise that those who saw him play at Pine Richland, such a fine athlete that he can adapt and adjust.
Off to a pretty good start tonight, didn't he?
Yeah.
Couple hits, nice play there. RBI. Stolen base.
It's only a week into his major league career, but wouldn't it be nice if he becomes your starting second baseman for a long, long time? Wouldn't that be a neat story? As we talk about Bill Mazeroski's leaf tonight that you're able to purchase, and the statue that will be unveiled. The greatest second baseman in the history of the game.
He had a pretty good 17-year career.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice also if Neil Walker was part of a foundation that we see kind of forming this year as we go along with the younger players, the guys that are coming up through, and they're finally arriving, finally start to make that foundation. That's going to be a core group that you really, really like.
You like that, don't you? Strike out of Whiteside. We were talking about Maz's defense, Steve. The good word comes from Bill Verdon, Pirates center fielder, talking about Maz's defense. He spoiled me for the 10 years I played behind him. In fact, he made it tough for me. I backed him up for 10 years and I never got a ball. It's pretty tough to continue to back somebody up religiously when you know that he's going to catch it.
Well, we used to get accused of walking people to set up him and Gene Alley to turn the double play, that just so people could watch it. Turned out to be a lifestyle. But, it's another story.
Oh, 0-2 on Sanchez. And the pitcher goes down swinging. Nicely done for Duke. After his team picked up 4, he put a quick 0 on the board. 9 pitches. Pirates lead 4. Things off for the Pirates. Followed by Bobby Crosby and Ryan Doman. Jonathan Sanchez giving up 4 unearned runs in the second. And strike 1. Jones a strikeout victim in the first. And this has popped up. There's Sandoval heading over, but out of play.
You know, you look at Sandoval, and he reminds me of a lot of those guys that are a little bit portly, but they're all good hitters. That body frame, that body type that you have for the Kirby Puckett, Tony Gwynn. I'm talking serious now, and we're looking at the
Kung Fu Panda. That's right.
Oh, is that what that
prepared.
is? Oh, I'm not up on that. So anyway, those guys with that body type. Stop that right now. Stop it right now. Where was I? Tony Gwynn, Puckett, Bill Madlock, Sandoval. Those guys, you can't get inside on. They got those short, compact, tight, quick swings.
Well, good athletes. I mean, you look at the body, you don't think, but he is. He's quick, solid third baseman.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good example of it there. That pop-up, he got over there pretty quickly. Yep. If that ball's in play, he's got a shot at it.
Now, what were those things again?
The Kung Fu Panda, that's his nickname.
Yeah, I know that, but what were those things on the people's head?
Pandas. Panda tops, panda hats. They, in San Francisco at AT&T Park, many of the fans wear that. You're going to come back on the road, Steve.
No, thanks. Thanks. I'm trying to watch a baseball game, and they're wearing that stuff on their head. Come on.
2-2 the count. Well, they love them in San Francisco, that's for sure. Garrett Jones pops it up. Freddie Sanchez. Easy play for that second baseman and this second baseman, the Bill Mazeroski statue. Your chance to purchase a commemorative leaf and put on that leaf whatever you'd like. You can purchase the smaller leaf for $150. It's 4 1/4 inches by 3 7/8 inches, and then the larger leaf for a $500 donation. And also tonight, when you do purchase one or more leaves, your name will be placed in the hopper, and 2 fans will be randomly selected to win a pair of Lexus Club tickets for the Saturday, June 19th game. That's the Cleveland Indians.
And that's a nice place to be for a baseball game. That is a nice setting. You will have fun in the Lexus Club.
Right behind home plate. There's a restaurant beneath those stands. 2-1 the count. And yeah, so 2 fans randomly selected to win a pair of Lexus Club tickets for that June 19th game against Cleveland. That's the 1960 celebration night.
Hey, Greg, it's not too late for you to turn over a new leaf.
Oh, boy. Well, you know, you waited till the 3rd inning to get that out there. I like it.
3rd inning.
And 2.5 hours of rain delay. 2-2 count. It'll remain 2-2. And Steve, you and I will certainly be purchasing our own leaves to be permanently displayed by the statue, by a portion at the Forbes Field wall on Mazeroski Way at the end of the cul-de-sac outside PNC Park near the river. And it'll be fun to whatever we decide to put on that leaf. I mean, you can, as you said, I was there. Maybe you might put that if you were at the game. Ball bounced to short. 6-3. And that
is going to be a wonderful addition to our ballpark in our neighborhood here on the north side. Bill Mazeroski in full flight.
There's the statue and the leaves. Yeah,
that is quite heavy.
Yep,
substantial,
but not as heavy as the one that's going to be unveiled on September the 5th.
That's exactly right.
All popped up. Center fielder Rowan will make the catch. Talk more with team president Frank Coonley coming up. fielder Barry Bonds his first Major League home run off Craig McMurtry of the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium, opposite field, the first of his 762 career home runs for Barry Bonds on this day. Thank you, Day Automotive.
Original launching pad.
Yeah.
Fulton County Stadium.
Andres Torres.
So we got McCutcheon's anniversary,
Yeah.
Bond's anniversary.
Yep. Hit pretty well to center, but McCutcheon has it measured for the out. Freddie Sanchez now, he singled in the first and then was erased. What did that double play? Sanchez returning tonight to Pittsburgh, facing his old buddy Zach Duke. Four unearned runs for the Bucks in the second. Figured there would be some of those, huh?
Yeah.
By the way, the player that the Pirates traded for last year, the pitcher, Tim Alderson, was named the Eastern League Pitcher of the Week last week. And that will be extra bases for Freddie Sanchez. A one-out double. He certainly had his share of two-base hits in this ballpark.
Not much doubt by anybody that's ever seen him that Freddie Sanchez can flat out hit.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Wearing number 21 now. You can order your Maz statue, commemorative leaf, by going to pirates.com/Maz statue or call toll-free 1-877-MAZ-1960. And you can put on that leaf whatever you like. Order the smaller leaf for $150 and the larger leaf for $500. Ball bounced to third. LaRoche handles that. Sanchez holds and brings up Juan Uribe. Frank Coonley, team president, was with us during the rain delay, but Frank, you can let us know that from what we hear, getting a lot of activity there on the Pirates.com and also on those telephone lines.
We sure have, Brownie. It's great to see the fans, one, sticking in with us tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Waiting out another 3-hour rain delay, but fortunately tonight we're getting the game in, and then also, importantly, making their contribution to the building of the Maz statue out here at Maz Way.
Line sharply into the seats. Now, for those who weren't watching us during that rain delay, Frank, it is a very, very unique way to raise funds for this thing. Tell us a little bit more about these leaves.
Sure, Brownie. This is the larger of the two leaves, and here you can have 3 lines of whatever you'd like to say to commemorate Maz's great career and the great home run he hit. Obviously, you can give it as a gift to maybe a grandmother or a grandfather, and the leaves will be on the replica of the Forbes Field wall, the brick wall that will be behind the statue. It's really a unique setting, and we're moving the 406 portion of the Forbes Field, the original Forbes Field wall, behind the statue, and it'll be the setting for the statue. And the ivy leaves will go right on the wall, just as they were at Forbes Field, as Glass will remember.
Yeah, I do indeed.
And so, as opposed to a brick on the sidewalk, you'll have your own leaf on the statue forever, and forever commemorating Bill Mazeroski and his great career as one of the all-time great Pirates.
1-2 count on Uribe. And we'll keep asking Frank Coonley to stick around for the bottom of the fourth, because looking as though Zach Duke's going to make quick work of the shortstop here. The Giants leading 4-0. Duke means business tonight.
Doing a lot of strikes.
Yep.
Getting the ground balls when he's needed to early. But what a wonderful project when you think of the whole package of this 2010 season. The championship year of the 60 Pirates with all the frosting on the cake for Maz as an individual, but that whole team going to be recognized throughout the season. So it's going to be a really enjoyable summer, culminated and really topped off by the statue dedication.
It really will, Steve. And that series against Cleveland, we're going to celebrate that 60 team. And on the Saturday night game, they'll all be here and celebrating on the field.
All right, we'll pick things up with Frank Coonley. Again, Zach Duke looking strong. Call 1-877-MAZ-1960.
Field. I said, it's over. He said he's not going to catch it. So I'm busting my tail running to first and going around second. And hear the noise, the people yelling at it going out. And then I looked at the umpire going down there, he giving it this. And by the time I hit second base, I don't think I touched the ground all the way in the home plate. It was just something else.
That's vintage Maz right there. So self-effacing. You talk to him now these days, he's like, can you believe they're still talking about that home run?
I hit a home run 50 years ago, and they're still talking about it.
Yeah. Gee whiz.
And he's also quick to give credit to every other member of that 1960 team.
Yeah. He knows full well, as they all do, the importance of the Hal Smith home run. And it was wild. It was the series that defied logic, really, in so many ways.
It really was, but I'll tell you, it's not surprising that team did it. I recently started reading Rick Cushing's book, which is a day-by-day description of the 1960 team in the 1960 World Series, literally taking you through the entire season from spring training on, day by day. And that team came back more times than any other team that I can ever recall. I think it was 38 they ended up with. Come from behind wins.
Rose flies to Rowan for the first out. Well, he just said he didn't think he was touching the ground, and boy, that's captured too, isn't it?
Barely touching the ground there. Susan Wagner, the sculptor, has captured him beautifully.
She really has, Steve. She did the Clemente and the Stargell as well. Local Pittsburgh artist here, and we knew that she had to do this statue of Maz, and she was thrilled to get the assignment, got to meet Maz and get to understand the person that he is, and did a wonderful job.
Can't wait. That is going to be such a special, meaningful day for a lot of people.
And Frank, I heard a story that these leaves, the same company that manufactures the Hall of Fame plaques, is there a tie into that?
Yes, Brownie. Matthews International, right here, our neighbor on the North Shore, is the company that makes the bronze plaques for Cooperstown and has for many, many years. They did the plaques that we have here at the Trip Total Media Hall of Fame Club as well. And they are the foundry that are pouring the statue itself. And that's being done. The statue is actually in Parma, Italy, being poured. And they also have done the leaves for us and done a wonderful job on these leaves.
Well, that's neat. It's a neat tie-in to the Hall of Famer, Bill Mazeroski. Here's some of the plaques that Frank Coonley talking about there. Paul Wainer, the Trip Total Media Hall of Fame Club. Of course, Hall of Famer Bill Mazeroski going to have that
Yep.
statue unveiled, the Max
Classy
Carey
looking stuff.
plaque.
Classy looking
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, it's nice. The one positive thing about this rain delay is that fans can have a longer period of time to purchase their leaves tonight, because tonight only those fans that purchase their leaves have an opportunity to win 2 Lexus Club tickets to that great Saturday night game, June 19, when we're going to celebrate the 1960 team against the Cleveland Indians. There'll be 2 lucky fans who purchase leaves tonight that get to win 2 Lexus Club tickets for that great game.
Pirates.com/Maz statue, or call 1-877-MAZ-1960.
And 2 names out of fans who purchased leaves tonight will be pulled out at the end of the night, and in tomorrow's broadcast we'll announce the 2 winners of those Lexus Club tickets.
Strike 3 called on Zach Duke, and Jonathan Sanchez sets them down 1-2-3. Thank you, Frank.
My pleasure, Brownie. Thank you very much.
Good being with you, Frank.
Steve,
thank you so much.
Frank. He had a cameo appearance in what 1968 film?
Yep. Easy one.
Really? An easy one?
Yeah, I'm told by the truck that I'm not allowed to guess. Usually we're allowed to guess.
Oh, you can. I'm the only one that's not allowed to.
Gone with the Wind.
What? What'd you say?
Gone with the Wind. No.
That was easy.
No. The interesting part of that trivia question, there was another guy that was asked first and turned it down.
Well, can you let us in on that?
Yeah, Roberto Clemente.
How about that? Any other hints for us?
No, it wasn't Ben-Hur.
Okay.
It wasn't even Ben-Him.
Somebody just in the trailer, somebody said, here's a hint, it's like the 2 of us in the booth. That's an odd kind of
Oh, that movie,
hint.
Class Act.
Hit hard the other way. And off the fence in front of the scoreboard, and Buster Posey has himself an opposite field double.
Somewhat of a redeemer for him after the error.
Posey with 10 hits in his first 21 at-bats. Posey had a cameo last year, called up to the big leagues.
That ball hitting off the chain link fence, protecting the lit numbers.
Most people figured to see that guy hit a lot of home runs, hit for a high average, and be a star for many years. The 23-year-old Buster Posey was the 5th pick in the draft 2 years ago. That was the draft the Pirates selected Pedro Alvarez.
Well, here's one of my favorites. Just don't know why I always wound up being a big fan of Aubrey Huff.
You said that before the game that you're a big Aubrey Huff fan.
Yep, yep.
You can see that. He's a veteran that kind of grinds it out.
Yep.
Good guy. Aubrey Huff.
Well, you know, he's bounced around a little bit,
Yeah,
but he's always had that ability to beat you.
Yep, he does. One time Tampa Bay Ray, and he grounds this one, right between the third baseman LaRoche and the shortstop Cedeno. Slapped it through that hole.
Yeah, but Posey had to wait and make sure it got through. That's why he's held up at third base.
Tim Flannery certainly will hold Posey here, as you see him having to freeze until that ball gets through. Now it's first and third for Aaron Rowan, and Duke could use one of those ground balls now. So Pirates play at double play depth with nobody out. They'll trade a run for 2 outs.
And again, the Giants coming into the game having grounded into the most double plays in the National League and added quickly to that total in the first and second inning.
Sandoval and Huff have bounced into double plays. Rowan lined out to Neil Walker at second, his first at bat.
Out in front, nice off-speed pitch. Zach pulling the string a little bit on Mr. Rowan. Swing was completed just about as the ball was halfway to home plate. Maybe a little exaggeration, but way out in front. Get him to the hook again. Well, nothing out of character for Zach, even though he zipped through the first 4 innings, still giving up those base runners, helped by the double play.
Former Pirate Denny Batista loosens up in the bullpen as they approach the pitcher spot of the order, and Sanchez has thrown a lot of pitches. Of course, it'll all depend if they get down to that pitcher spot, how things are going. 2-2 the count.
More off-speed pitch is delivered to Aaron Rowan. Let's see if he stays with it.
This is an interesting situation, Steve. He's looking for the double play, but would he consider going up top again and trying to chase the fastball?
I'm thinking so only because he's given him a lot of slow curves downstairs.
Set up in, and there's the fastball to jam them. There's 6, 4, and 3. Double play.
Yep, and he'll gladly accept that trade that you were talking about. Yep, a run for 2 outs, settle everything down here in the top of the 5th. Cost them a run to do that, but they'll take that deal every time. Goes upstairs, gets in on the fist. And because he's jammed, not a quick start out of the box. That helps the double play situation. 6, 4, 3, done.
Cedeno to Walker. And on to first. Neil Walker turning that DP. And you know, Steve, if things go along as planned, Walker finishes this year as the second baseman. We're talking a lot about Mazeroski. Wouldn't it be fun to watch Maz working with Walker in spring training next year?
Absolutely. And you wouldn't get a more attentive pupil, believe me.
A Pittsburgh native who grew up a Pirate fan, playing second base, and perhaps next spring training you'd figure that then Maz would be working with Neil Walker. Maz has been doing that for a number of years.
Yeah.
Spring training instructor.
He comes down, Bill Verdon comes down, Sanguine has done some work, Teak is there.
Purchase that commemorative leaf by calling 1-877-MAZ-1960 or going to pirates.com/Maz statue. As Frank Coonley told you, if you purchase a leaf tonight, you have the chance to win 2 tickets to the Lexus Club on Saturday, June the 19th, that game against Cleveland, which will be the 1960 World Series celebration game. Many of the former players will be on hand. 1-2 pitch to Eli Whiteside. 2-2. Four-1 lead for the Buccos. Zach Duke looks to get the number 8 man in the order. Whiteside able to foul it off. It stays 2-2. Eli Whiteside, 3 years at Delta State. Studied business. Born and raised in New Albany, Mississippi. A town of about 8,000 residents. 2-2 pitch. Another foul ball. It's located in Union County in northeast Mississippi. It's a dry county. You have to drive to Tupelo, 25 minutes away for a drink.
And they'll gladly do it.
Two and two on Eli Whiteside. Another foul ball.
Ouch. Piece of Ryan.
Does that seem to be happening more often the past couple of weeks? Doman getting in on that exposed hand. We told you Doman has been working out feverishly at first base in the early afternoon hours. Well, now he's got the hand back this time. Doman has been all for the work he's gotten over at first base. We've talked to him. We've talked to John Russell about it. And Doman says, hey, any way I can stay in the lineup rather than have a day off. When you try to rest your catcher about once a week. So now they are preparing to have Doman play some first base, as he did about 4 years ago. He played about 27 games there in 2006. And John Russell, who was a catcher, first baseman himself in his playing days, was right there with Doman in the early afternoon hours, working out at first base.
Wow.
11 pitches this at bat. By the way, the Pirates today optioned Brian Burris to the minor leagues. And Dana Eveland, who was picked up in a trade the other day, the left-hander from Toronto, will start on Monday. Fly ball to left. Millage racing back, nearing the wall, and it is gone. Eli Whiteside.
What an at-bat that was. And there is a pretty substantial carrying breeze now, and it's going in that direction. That ball just got up in the jet stream and just kind of kept on cruising.
It's a 4-2 ball game.
Went down, that ball about thigh high, got under it, got it up in the air. Enough breeze to carry it on over the wall.
Whiteside's second home run against Pittsburgh pitching this season. He also homered against the Pirates back on April the 14th in a home run off Charlie Morton. Another look at the pitch from Duke.
Breaking ball that wasn't all that bad.
2-2 against his mound opponent. It's the 8th home run that Duke has allowed on the year, and Whiteside hitting his 4th of the season. Makes it a 4-2 ball game. Strike 3 called on the pitcher Sanchez. 3 hits in the inning off Duke. It's now 4-2. the Phillies at Connie Mack Stadium. Tonight's legendary performance sponsored by Cabot Woodstain. Buddy Bell's dad, right?
Yep.
Grandson David also played in the major leagues. David himself, 6 years ago, hit for the cycle in a Phillies 14-6 win over the Expos. David was playing for Philadelphia. The only grandfather-grandson duo in Major League history to accomplish that feat. Hitting for the cycle. Of course, Darrell Ward hit for the cycle when he was with the Pirates, and his father Gary also hit for the cycle. Added trivia for you. Hopped up. And there it is. Sandoval to make the catch. McCutcheon is retired. One down. All right, that trivia question now from AT&T Mobility. Steve says this is an easy one. Bill Mazeroski had a cameo appearance in what 1968 film? Not Gone with the Wind. What?
The Odd Couple.
And it is The Odd Couple, indeed.
Yep, they originally asked Roberto Clemente to do it. The scene was a
staged game-ending triple play, right?
Yep. At Shea Stadium.
Part of the
Walter Matthau, his character was on a payphone up in the press box.
Now, see, this was the hint. This is supposed to be that you and I are supposed to be the odd couple.
Felix and Oscar. You were Felix or Oscar?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know.
You're a neat freak.
You think I'm a neat freak?
I'm half right.
Freak. So Oscar Madison and Felix Unger.
Yep.
Now, what do you think? Now that's an odd couple right there, huh?
Oscar and, yeah.
Now, which one's the neat freak, Oscar or Felix?
Oh, I got to think that this is an upset. Robert is.
He's the neat freak.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So I think you're kind of a neat freak. Well, I'll tell you what. Of the five broadcasters, here's a trivia question. Of the five, who's the biggest neat freak?
John Wayner.
No question. I think that comes as a surprise to a lot of people. That's true. We're not kidding around with that one. 2 outs. Here's a Blasting's Village. 4-2 ball game. Go to pirates.com/Maz statue or call 1-877-MAZ-1960. Make sure you order your very own commemorative leaf. You can purchase a smaller leaf, $150. The larger leaves are $500. Quantities are limited. You have to order your leaf by August the 1st to have it installed in time for the September 5th statue unveiling. And again, if you order tonight, you're eligible to win those 2 free tickets to the Lexus Club as Eli Whiteside makes the catch and Jonathan Sanchez makes quick work of the Buccos. He's really settled down, and Pirates lead 4-2. freeze cam. Let's check out this double play that was turned earlier tonight. Daniel to Walker to Crosby.
Nicely done. Over Neal right there.
Freeze cam brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Maz would be okay with that one. Maz was famous for just holding his ground. He had those big, thick thighs, and some of these guys would try to take him out. If you can just visualize sliding up one of those legs and back down, and Ron Stone and Bill Buckner were carried off the field.
That is
two players are carried off, and Maz just standing there.
Carried off the field because they slid into
as they peeled them off his leg. Yes. Ron Stone, I'll never forget it. He just slid straight up half the body of Matt and then down, and they carried him off. He was amazing. They used to say the ball just changed direction. I don't know what he did. The ball just simply changed direction. And if you ever saw his glove, it looked like a mess.
Duke strikes out Torres. That's 5 Ks for Zach Duke. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. We check out the Home Depot doing more on defense. There's what Steve's talking about, how ball just changing directions, and he stood his ground at second base. How smooth he is over there.
A lot of what he did in his pivot, he said he had the angle established with his legs as much as with the quick hands. That had as much to do with it.
The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Strike on Freddie Sanchez. 1 away in the 6th, 4-2 Pittsburgh.
He kind of stood on each side of second base, created the angle, established the angle where the ball was coming to him.
You know, Sanchez worked with Maz for a couple of spring trainings, and he made the transition from third to second. Became a pretty solid second baseman in his own right, did Freddie Sanchez.
You see that familiar stance of Freddie with that front leg up on the toe.
Sanchez traded over from Boston to Pittsburgh. He had been a minor leaguer. He was a shortstop. There's a look at the stance.
Yeah, keep an eye on that foot. He comes up. The heel comes up. Come on, Freddie. Right there. Yep. Steps into the ball and gets himself a stove hit.
3 for 3. Like clockwork for Freddie Sanchez.
Up. Might as well turn one more double play, huh?
Well, you got the man who leads
the
league. 14 grounded into double plays for Pablo Sandoval, including that first inning 4-3 DP that chopped right over the pitcher's head and right to second baseman Neil Walker. Sandoval bounced out to third baseman Andy LaRoche his last time up.
You got a sinker ball pitcher out there. A guy that hits a lot of ground ball, double plays. Kind of like the way it sets up for the Pirates, but this guy's such a good hitter, you never know. Free swinger.
Liner to center.
Oh, wanted to stay up, wanted to take off. That's called good fortune. That ball was hit right on the button. Vapor trail involved. Ball wanted to just keep on going. Gain some height.
Juan Uribe has singled to left and fouled to the catcher, Doman. Sanchez doesn't run much.
But people have been running on the Pirates a good bit.
That's hit hard to center field. McCutchen back. Through the wall. Gone. Tie game. Uribe's 8th. It's 4-4.
And that one was simply clocked. Straight away center field. well up into the shrubbery.
Eight home runs for Uribe. That leads the Giants, a team that does not hit a lot of home runs. Much like the Pirates, it's a 42 on the year for the team. Straight away.
And that quickly. Lefty-righty action in the Pirate bullpen. Zach Duke cruising through the first 4 innings, and a 2 spot in the 5th, 2 more in the 6th, and we're back to square one.
Buster Posey fly to right in the 2nd, doubled off the wall in right field, leading off the 5th inning. 2-2 count on Buster Posey. Recalled from AAA on Saturday. And he has started all 6 games at first base. Under the glove, or maybe off the tip of the glove. Goes a base hit for Posey.
2 outs after the Sanchez base hit. Brought Uribe up to the plate. A lot of big time carry into the hedges. Might wonder why a shortstop is batting cleanup. Well, you just got an explanation. He's capable of doing that.
Joe Kerrigan makes the visit. While he does that, we remind you again to go to pirates.com/MazStatue or call toll-free 1-877-MAZ-1960 and purchase your very own commemorative leaf. And then be eligible to win a pair of Lexus Club tickets for that Saturday, June 19th game against Cleveland interleague play. 1960 World Series celebration take place before that game. It'll be a big night, and you'll want that leaf to be installed in time for the September 5th statue unveiling. So get your orders in now. Pirates.com/MazStatue or 877-MAZ-1960. Very unique fundraising effort. Of course, those bricks were popular, helping raise funds for the Stargell and Clemente statues. Personalized bricks.
In this ballpark.
Yeah, this ball drilled deep to right. Wow. Aubrey Huff sends this one sailing over not only the Clemente wall, but over that entire section onto the Riverwalk. 7 home runs for Huff, and now the Giants take a 6-4 lead.
How quickly things turn around. Two-run action for the San Francisco Giants as they get the long ball from Uribe, and Aubrey Huff knows it, as does everybody in this ballpark.
Wow. That was Wallet. Nearly bouncing on the Riverwalk and down toward the Allegheny River. Aaron Rowan takes a strike. 2 home runs in the inning, 3 on the night against Duke. And again, this Giants team does not hit a lot of homers. To third, Roasted Crosby. A rough couple of innings for Zach Duke. After being real strong through 4, he now trails at 6-4. University teaching you the game segment. Tonight, starter Zach Duke schools us on how to throw a big league changeup.
Because what sells the changeup is the arm speed coming towards the hitter. And if you slow down the arm, the hitter automatically can see that. But if you trust the grip and trust that these extra fingers on the ball are going to take the ball.
You can catch the entire tip on Sunday's Trib Total Media Pirates pregame show beginning at 1 right here on FSN Pittsburgh. As Garrett Jones fouls this pitch off from Jonathan Sanchez. Garrett Jones, Bobby Crosby, Ryan Domet. Sanchez has been doing really the exact opposite of Zach Duke. Sanchez a little rough going in the second, but he's retired 10 straight, while Zach Duke had allowed just 3 hits, no runs through 4 innings. For all of a sudden, this Giants offense.
Now the hit total is 10.
Ball hit well, ball carrying, but it's going to stay in the yard. As Aubrey Huff makes the catch. The fly ball hit by Garrett Jones. 11 in a row retired by Jonathan Sanchez.
Not only struggling, but on the ropes with activity in the bullpen. And I'm just submitting this. I have no idea. It might not be a factor, but sometimes when a sinker ball pitcher, like and Zach Duke is, a couple of extra days rest, maybe feeling a little strong. We saw some good high fastballs, maybe up a little more in a neighborhood that is a little vulnerable when he gets deeper into the ball game. I don't know but I've seen that happen. That's been a possibility when sinker ball pitchers are strong. That strength translates into higher pitches sometimes, not necessarily the case tonight, but it can translate into higher pitches, and they're vulnerable because that's not their neighborhood where they're most effective. They're more effective downstairs.
Crosby pops this ball up. Sandoval for the second out.
Sanchez is dealing now.
Gave up the 4 unearned runs in the second, but Zach Duke, despite the good fortune, not able to maintain the lead. Sanchez now looking for his 4th straight 1-2-3 inning.
Well, you talked about this pitching-rich Giants staff. They have a formidable staff.
Bounce to short, Uribe. And the Bucks go down again. 8-pitch inning. 13 in a row retired by Sanchez. 2-run lead for the Giants. Prada pitched into the 6th inning. He has done pretty well, winning his 3rd game since being promoted from Double-A Altoona. And the Altoona curve the best record in baseball. The Altoona Curve. Talking about the minors and majors. Taking a look at Tampa Bay, they lost. So yeah, the Altoona Curve, the best record in all of baseball. And beat New Hampshire tonight, 6-1. Rudy Owens is 6-2. The Bradenton Marauders are also playing well. This guy's pitching well, Evan Meek.
ERA under 1, yes, it translates into good pitching. Zach Duke goes 6, gives up 6 on 10 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts.
Eli Whiteside is swinging a miss. Whiteside homered off Duke in the 5th. Evan Meek's numbers. Popped up toward the line and right. He wants it. Oh, you got to be kidding. Bobby Crosby.
We have seen that twice now.
Decided at the last minute, okay.
Let me take a shot at this. Yeah. He's going with his back to home plate. That ball is spinning and twisting all over the place. And then, okay. He did that the other night right on the line. Twisted around. I thought he was going to hurt his back. But doesn't quit on the play and gets the out.
Bobby Crosby makes the fine catch. Now, pitcher Jonathan Sanchez.
Now, if there are 3 strikes thrown like that, this will be a very brief at bat.
Duke, 6 innings, 10 hits, 6 runs. Struck out 5, did not walk a batter, but gave up 3 home runs. Ball popped up, headed toward the seats. So in his last 2 starts, Zach Duke in 11 and a third innings has allowed 22 hits and 13 runs.
There was a base running combinations again. He didn't walk anybody tonight, but a lot of action on the base paths.
3 left the yard. By the way, Zach Duke will, you'd figure if you count the 5 days, he would be scheduled to start Wednesday in Washington, but the Pirates probably going to give him an extra day's rest. So they have announced that Monday's starter will be Dana Evelyn against the Chicago Cubs. Dana Evelyn will make his Pirates debut on Monday. Tuesday, the Pirates have said they'll start Jeff Karstens against Steven Strasburg in Washington, D.C. And Wednesday, that's interesting.
To be announced?
Yeah. Strike out Jonathan Sanchez, and that leads us to the road ahead, brought to you by Toyota Moving Forward. Tomorrow night, 6:30 on our FSN telecast. First pitch 7:05 at Sky Blast 1. Don't forget, some tickets available for tomorrow night's game. And then the series concludes against the Giants. And Monday, the makeup game here at PNC Park before the Bucks hit the road against the Nationals. Brian Burris optioned today to make room for Dana Evelyn. A broken bat pop up, and that ball is caught by Neil Walker. What a play! Neil Walker, a fabulous catch in shallow right field to rob Torres of a bloop single. Look at that play.
Welcome home, Neil. Good to have you here.
Well, he's had some kind of impact in a week, a little over a week. Neil Walker, what he's done offensively, and looks like he's taking the second base. Thank you very much. Great catch off the bat of Andres Torres, shallow right field.
A couple nice plays there on balls that the Pirate defenders did not quit on. Bobby Crosby and Neil Walker.
And a line drive to left field. A base hit that breaks the string there. Sanchez had retired 13 in a row. Second hit for LaRoche tonight. Bucks trail by a pair.
Action continues in the Giants bullpen as you see the line drive right on the button off the bat of Andy LaRoche.
Ronnie Cedeno fly to left in the second, struck out looking in the fourth.
Sanchez has just given up 4 home runs.
Cedeno has hit 4.
It's not a bad number at all when you consider the 10 starts that are involved, now 11. They're acceptable number of balls that leave the yard. Live with that.
Strike on Ronnie Cedeno. Make sure you call 1-877-MAZ-1960. Still time remaining tonight to purchase your own commemorative leaf. You can also go to pirates.com/Maz statue. Once you purchase your leaf, you'll be registered automatically to be involved in that drawing. Fly ball to left. Huff. One away. 2 fans randomly selected to win a pair of Lexus Club tickets for that Saturday, June 19th interleague game against Cleveland. The Maz statue to be dedicated and unveiled September the 5th. That'll be his 74th birthday. And you need to get your orders in by August the 1st so that they're installed in time for that September 5th statue unveiling and dedication. The 2 leaf sizes. 4 1/4 inches by 3 7/8 inches, $150 donation, or for a $500 donation, the larger leaf. Aki Iwamura is announced as the pinch hitter. Lefty's hitting just a $143 against Jonathan Sanchez. Iwamura, who started the year as the second baseman. Now Neil Walker has taken hold. Sanchez has reached the 100 pitch mark. You're talking about settling down, huh?
Yeah.
52 pitches thrown the first 2 innings.
After that, he got very efficient. Up the leadoff hit to Andy LaRoche, but gets Cedeno, and now under the watchful eyes of Dave Righetti.
Falls behind the pinch hitter Iwamura, 3-0.
And that's one of the first things they'll look at when you get up around that magical count. Is if you start getting the ball up or elevating, get out of your rhythm, start looking a little shaky out on the mound, maybe the legs are feeling a little bit. We'll send up the red flag.
4-pitch walk.
And there's a red flag right there.
Now we check out tonight's Coors Light Cold Hard Blast as Bruce Bochy makes his way out. Let's see. You've seen this one before? You never get tired of it, though.
Yogi's back, and
summary. 6-4, Pirates batting, bottom of the 7th inning with a couple of men on here. Neil Walker, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a stolen base. Andrew McCutcheon, 1 for 3, a double, 2 RBIs, and home runs for the Giants from Eli Whiteside, Juan Uribe, and Aubrey Huff. Now Santiago Casilla takes over. He is truly a specialist. Look at his numbers, Steve. Casilla,
yep. Six appearances, 6 games, 3 2/3 innings. I talk about a cup of coffee.
Activated off the disabled list early May. He's a longtime member of the Oakland A's organization.
Sanchez goes 6 1/3, having given up 4 runs, none of which were earned. Responsible for the 2 runners, 5 hits, a couple of walks, 5 strikeouts for Jonathan Sanchez.
Strike one. Bullpen has been pretty solid this season for the Giants, but not so on the road. Away from AT&T Park. A 5.55 ERA on the road for the bullpen. 0-1 count. Chopper. A look to third and almost cost him an out. For some reason, Casilla, that chopper, looks to third, and that hesitation nearly cost him. And John Russell thinks that the first base umpire, Jim Reynolds, missed it.
Yep, that he might have come up off the base to get that throw. Carlos Garcia still in discussion with Reynolds. Awkward play for the pitcher because he's got nobody covering third base, so he's got to change his mind. And
by that, you can see Posey kept his toe on the bag.
And that was the issue.
Russell out to discuss things with Reynolds. Now they're going to check on the pitcher. One of the trainers and Bruce Bochy head out. Casilla turned something there. Flexing that right leg.
Carlos is wondering if he got beat the play rather than contact loss on the base. But on we go.
And it's Neil Walker.
Yep, not as dramatic a call at first base as we saw the other night. No, the Detroit Tigers game.
Neil Walker now 2 for 3 tonight, and a base hit through the infield could tie the game. What a week plus it's been for Walker. Been right in the thick of things. As he takes ball 1.
96 miles an hour. It appears that Mr. Casilla is all right. And Aki Iwamura can take as much of a lead as he wants. They've got to protect between first and second with second baseman Freddie Sanchez.
Well, that's a great point, Steve, and he should, because he does not run well. He'll need every possible few feet he can get to score on a base hit through the infield with 2 outs. Iwamura should absolutely take advantage of it. 2-0 the count on Walker. Swinging around now, batting from the left side against the righty Casilla. And there, that you can see, he could take a couple of extra steps. Well, Walker didn't mean to, but comes up empty.
I do want to swing at those balls that bounce out in front of home plate. That's just not a good thing to do.
Whiteside with the stop. 2-1 count on Walker. With LaRoche and Iwamura on. And 97.
Yep. That was just right on by Neil Walker, as it would be against a lot of major league hitters.
Walker going to see anything but that heat from Casilla. .98.
No contest.
Wow.
Right there.
Santiago Casilla strikes out Walker. Pirates still down 2. Today to repair the torn ligament in his left elbow, and the normal rehab process about 12 to 18 months. So unfortunately, Donnie Deal's going to be on the shelf for quite some time. The injury update thanks to our friends at Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. 17,817 the paid attendance, and Brendan Donnelly takes over on the mound for the Buccos.
Clean inning of work for Evan Meek. 1 inning, 1 strikeout. Following Zach Duke on the hook. Finalize the line for Jonathan Sanchez, 6 1/3. 4 unearned runs, 5 hits, a couple of walks, 5 strikeouts. The numbers for Brendan Donnelly.
He faces Freddie Sanchez, who's 3 out of 3 with a double and a run scored. First pitch swinging, LaRoche on to Crosby. 1 out of the top of the 8th inning. Steve, I know you'll join me and the rest of the folks that work with us on these telecasts. Our director's mother, Jeff Mitchell's mom, passed away yesterday, and he is back home in New York, and our condolences, our thoughts and prayers going out to Jeff Mitchell and his family. Services will be down in the Myrtle Beach area where his mother had lived.
Indeed, Mitch will be thinking about you. We are thinking about you. Our thoughts are with you. Look forward to seeing you back here, but we're there with you in spirit.
A 1 count on Pablo Sandoval with 1 out in the 8th. Bounce to Crosby. Donnelly covers. 2 up, 2 down. Three-1 on the putout, 2 away, and now Juan Uribe. Well, the Pirates got the break on the Buster Posey 2nd inning error, and they took advantage by scoring 4 unearned runs. Zach Duke was coasting through 4 innings anyway, giving up a couple of singles, a double, but Freddie Sanchez was stranded in the 4th inning after the 1-out 2-base hit. And then the 5th inning, Buster Posey led off with a double off the wall. He would score on a double play. Eli Whiteside had a solo home run in the 5th. And then 2 long balls off Duke in the 6th inning to give the Giants the lead. 1 ball, 1 strike. Happy birthday, Greg Simkovich.
Uh-oh. Another year, huh?
Yeah. Our stage manager.
You're up kind of late for
officially his
your
birthday,
age, aren't you?
1 ball, 1 strike on Uribe. And 1-2. And still time for you, despite the late hour.
Celebrate a little bit.
Celebrate by, purchasing a commemorative leaf. Go to pirates.com/Maz statue or call toll free 1-877-MAZ-1960.
You're sitting there with your warm milk and crackers. Go ahead and order.
Yep. Unique fundraising effort. You can be a part of it permanently. Purchasing a leaf and putting whatever you like on either the smaller size leaf for $150 or the large leaf for $500. Chopped to Walker on 2 hops. And a 1-2-3 8th inning for Brendan Donnelly. Millage, Jones, and Crosby, the 3, 4, 5 hitters in the lineup, will be due up in the bottom of the 8th.
First game, 0-1 with a 1.45 ERA. Take a look at the numbers. A save. 19 innings. Just walked 1 batter. So they're trying to get this all set up for Brian Wilson.
And he's a good one.
And he's sitting on 99 career saves. Do we have that right?
Mota, the 36-year-old veteran. An ERA of 1.45, the 10th lowest among National League relievers this season. Saw Evan Meek pitch a 1-2-3 7th inning. Evan Meek, 0.89 ERA at the start of the day, leading all Major League relief pitchers. And as Millage steps to the plate, in case you missed it around the Major Leagues, Dave Tremblay fired as Orioles manager, and that's a shame. That's a really good guy. Too bad that somebody has to go in that situation. Dave Tremblay, he'll hook on with somebody. He's a good man. Spent a lot of years in the Pirates organization, but fired as Orioles skipper, and he's replaced by Juan Samuel. Dana Evelyn has been activated by the Pirates. Clay Buchholz, 9 innings, a 5-hit shutout ball, 2nd career shutout. Jose Bautista hits 2 home runs. Blue Jays beat the Yankees 6-1.
Major League leader?
Yep. Ball 1 on Millage. He is 0 for 3. Well, we're told that
one of the very best ever.
John Wooden,
The Wizard of Westwood,
passed away tonight. Bounce to third. Sandoval. Millage is retired. He is 0 for 4. The Pirates with only 5 hits. 2 of them from Neil Walker. Garrett Jones is 0 for 3.
And the Pirates have 2 base runners since the 2nd inning.
Just 1 hit since the 2nd. Mota has given up only 1 home run. Two balls, no strikes on Garrett Jones. Three and 0. Is this a situation where you give a guy like this the green light?
No, need base runner. This run doesn't mean much right now, but you might on this occasion.
Figuring maybe a long ball gets you within 1 here in the 8th. He fouls it back. 3 and 1 now on Garrett Jones. Saw Jeff Clement on deck to pinch hit for Crosby.
I usually make better guesses early in the evening.
Yeah, you're not as good on Saturdays. 3 and 2 now.
Near closing time.
Full count on Garrett Jones.
I was just thinking you're going to see Brian Wilson in the 9th inning anyway. If you get 1 run, if you accomplish that much. But I guess when you get 1, you're within 1 swing of the bat can get you even, no matter who you're facing.
A fly ball toward the notch in left center. And the left fielder, Huff, makes the catch. Heard Rowan yelling, "Take it, take it, take it." Jeff Clement to pinch hit now.
Obviously stay in play first base.
Let's listen again.
Ball had a lot of carry.
Take it, take it, take it. You got room, but he almost tripped. Aubrey Huff making the catch with some audible assistance from Aaron Rowan. Clement bounces this ball to second. And on to first. 1, 2, 3 go the Bucks. Now on to the 9th inning. And again, the sad news. The Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden, passes away tonight, the legendary coach. Aspen dental play that made you smile. Well done by the Pirates' second baseman. He gets the high five from the bench.
A couple changes for the Pirates as we go to the ninth inning. The Giants still up 6-4. Clement stays in the ballgame to play first base, and Joel Hanrahan comes on to work the ninth inning. Donnelly has a clean 1-2-3 inning.
Buster Posey, 2 for 3. Nothing in 2 on Buster Posey. Goes there, the bat goes toward the Pirate dugout.
Proving once again you can still do some damage even when you strike out.
Aubrey Huff is 2 for 3, homered over the right field seats. Pirates down 2. We'll have Domit LaRoche and Saint Cedeno due up in the bottom half of inning number 9. What an odd game.
Yeah, funny. I was just thinking of that. A funny look. You got a 4-0 lead, but it's built with paper because they're all unearned.
Popped up LaRoche. Two outs. Time for tonight's Radio Shack. What do you know? Octavio Dotel asked for and received a hug from President Barack Obama during his visit to the White House with the White Sox on April 20th, 2009. That's tonight's Radio Shack. What do you know? Thanks to our friends at the Shack. Rowan pops this ball out of play. Ideally, Dotel would be pitching this 9th inning. Pirates would have a lead, but did not happen. And a real disappointing game this will be for Zach Duke and the Pirates. Yeah, those runs were unearned, but Pirates took advantage of the error. And you lead a team 4-0 into the 5th inning. And that lead is squandered, and Zach Duke ends up giving up 6 runs on 10 hits in 6 innings. Hoping to get that ERA below 5. That won't happen. And if the Pirates do not rally, he'll fall to 3-6. Hanrahan is a strong 1-2-3 ninth. He and Donnelly and Mink do great work. 3 up and 3 down, and now it's time for the Pirates offense to go to work. inside look at all the Pirates options with the number 2 pick in Monday's draft. Plus, our 1960 World Series look back focuses on the face of the team. Catch all this and more inside Pirates baseball tomorrow night at 6 on FSN.
It has come down to cases. Don't will work against Brian Wilson. 38 saves last year, 41 the year before. Out of Winchester, Massachusetts. Went to high school just across the border in New Hampshire. Now he's sold his house, sold the home, got a gig on the West Coast.
Travis Ishikawa is over at first base. Andres Torres moves from right to left. Nate Shearholtz takes over in right. As Bruce Bochy puts his best defense out there. Bucks down 2 in the ninth. Dillman walked and scored in the second. His flied out and bounced to short. Two balls and a strike to count on Domit. LaRoche to follow. Rally caps are on. Judge McVeigh's got the rally cap going.
Yes, he does.
Line sharply to left. Oh, look at the catch made by Torres. Moving from right to left. And that turns out to look brilliant by Bruce Bochy.
Takes his right fielder, puts him over in left. Defensive change. We just kind of give it a courtesy nod so many times. This ball is tattooed. I thought it was going to carry on over. But the late extension brings it down.
The play by Andres Torres. Robbing Domit of extra bases, and that would have brought the tying run to the plate. Bruce Bochy, again, getting his best defense out there with Shearholtz now in right. Torres moving to left.
Yep, that's
Travis
right, Bruce.
Ishikawa at first.
You made the deal. You made the move. You know somebody on the bench just turned around to Bruce and said, hey, nice move.
Yep.
Nice move, Skip. He's been around a long time.
Very well respected skipper, longtime Padre manager. His Giants about ready to go 29-24 and owning the National League Central Division. If they hold on here, they'd be 11-2 against National League Central Division clubs, and down on strikes goes LaRoche. Well, again, you've got some time, a little bit of time left to get that commemorative leaf statue purchased. The commemorative leaf that will be part of the Maz statue unveiling in September. Go to pirates.com/Maz statue or call 1-877-MAZ-1960 and purchase your commemorative leaf, 2 sizes, for a $150 donation. The smaller leaf, the larger leaf, a $500 donation. And 2 fans will be randomly selected to win a pair of Lexus Club tickets to that Saturday, June 19th game against Cleveland. And we'll announce the winner on tomorrow night's telecast. The winners, I should say.
Brian Wilson looking to get his 100th career save. Breaking ball picks up the inside corner. And if they get this last out, they will look to that play made by Torres as one of the key plays, maybe the key play.
It'll be save number 14 on the year.
Not all that many 89-mile-an-hour sliders. That's a real good fastball for a lot of people, but he has the difference between 97 on the heat and 89 on the slider.
Swing and a miss. He didn't recognize it right away, and the throw to first is right on target. For the strikeout, the save, and the ball game. A tale of two games. Pirates led 4-0 through 4 innings, and then the long ball for a Giants team that does not hit a lot of home runs. And that 9th inning defensive play by Andres Torres on that line drive hit by Ryan Doman.
A little drama here with this 27th out, but Whiteside really makes a terrific play. So really 2 exceptional plays in the 9th inning for the Giants to put the lid on this one.
6-4 the final score. The Giants win it. Our next telecast of Pirates baseball will be tomorrow night right here at PNC Park. First Sky Blast of the season. When the Buccos host the Giants in Game 2 of the series.